welcome back. We're so very excited to be with you for another beautiful week this summer. Today, we come to you from the kitchen at Mary Queen of the World. And there's a reason for that, we'll explain shortly. Today, we're going to talk about another wonderful saint. Her name is Saint Martha. Why don't you tell us a little bit about her?
So today we're talking about Saint Martha. The most of what we know about her is actually from the Gospel of Luke. So in the Gospel of Luke, Jesus travels to a town called Bethany, where he is greeted by Martha, who welcomes him at the door because she is determined to be the perfect hostess for Jesus. He comes in, stays with them, and he starts teaching, right? So there's two sisters. There's Martha, and then there's Mary. Martha is super busy with the physical things. She is cooking, she's cleaning, she's making sure that she is the image of a perfect hostess. And Mary is sat at Jesus' feet, just listening to him teach. So Martha gets annoyed. So she complains to Jesus, hey Jesus, can you tell her to get up and do something? Like, I'm working my butt off here and she's sitting there listening to you. And so Jesus just looks at her and just says, Martha, Martha. See, she's doing the important thing, which is listening and being present. And perhaps you could learn from her. So, Saint Martha is actually the patron saint of cooks, servants, and any type of servant, anyone who serves another person. Hospitality, which is when you greet someone into your own home or you welcome them like they're in your own family. And also of homemakers, so anyone who takes a place and makes it feel safe and comfortable and like home. That's why we're here in the kitchen, because this is where we cook and we welcome people into the parish. When you see her in pictures, you'll often see her pictured with a broom, a ladle, and sometimes sets of keys. So, now we know a little bit more about Saint Martha. Why is she so important?
Well, good question, Tim. As we've talked about with so many of our saints, why do we need to know about them now in the 21st century? And Saint Martha is a remarkable woman. She is a reminder to us of all the things that can distract us throughout our day and take our focus away from Christ. So let me ask all of you out there, when was the last time that you neglected your prayer life because you were too busy? Or when was the last time that you skipped going to Mass because there was something more important on your calendar that you just had to do? You couldn't give that hour to God to come and pray and worship. Or when was the last time that you were so frustrated that you forgot to give thanks and praise to God for all the gifts that He's given to us, all the blessings that we can receive each and every day? Martha really is the modern day saint for us, because as we saw in the early part of today's video, when we looked at the life of Martha and Mary, Martha was busy in the house, trying to keep things clean, trying to make sure everybody was fed, do all of these things so that she could then come and sit down with Jesus and Mary. And yet what Jesus taught her in that moment was that sometimes when we have things to do, it's not that we should do them and neglect Christ and then come and pray to God, but that everything we should do should be done with the heart of humility and service for Jesus Christ. So after her brother had passed away and Jesus brought him back to life, she still had to go and clean the house. She still had to go and make supper for everybody. That was her job. But she didn't do it with that same frustrated kind of energy. She did it with love, she was peaceful, and she wanted to do it because that is what Jesus had called her to do. So that's the beauty of Saint Martha and some of the lessons that we can learn from her. 2,000 years ago, these people were busy. Today, we're busy. And yet, we can still make Jesus the center of our lives, no matter what we're doing.
Alright, so let's finish this video by just thinking, what is one practical thing that we can do this week to be a little bit more like Martha?
That's a good question too. To be quite honest, the one thing that comes to mind for me, I hate doing housework. I hate washing dishes, I hate doing laundry, and I get super frustrated when I have to do it because I don't like it. But I think taking a page from Martha's book, learning from her, I will try and maybe say a little prayer before I do it and ask God to be with me, and so that I can do all of the housework I need to do, but do it to serve Christ instead of to do it feeling angry.
Yeah, that was a really good one. It was actually what I was gonna say. I think something that I might try to do this week then is to try and just make time. I am one of those people who I roll out of bed, I start moving, and I don't stop until I crawl back into bed. And then where's Jesus in the midst of that? So I think I need to work on maybe just finding a couple of times a day where I can just stop and be like, nope, the next 5 minutes is just me and Jesus, and nobody else.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So, what are you guys gonna do this week? Let us know. Stick it down in the comments below because we'd love to hear what is one practical thing that you can try to do this week to be a little bit more like St. Martha. And stay tuned for next week because next week we are going to be talking about St. Ignatius of Loyola. A big fancy name, but why is he important?
Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us. God bless.